Hello, welcome to the Reframing Mindset podcast. We are clear-minded of the thoughts that are preventing clarity and practice my speech, among other things. Episodes range from informative knowledge to funny stories about my experiences, and in the future, maybe include interviews. So subscribe and enjoy. Episodes drop every other day. Okay, now so welcome back to Reframe Mindset Podcast. My name is Colin St. Brooks. And basically, this episode is going to talk about something, very important that everyone should know about. And it's basically time. Time is it's one of the most valuable resource ever. And it's one of those things that, people always say, time is very important, but yeah, if you really sit down and think about it, bro, time is truly valuable. It's like, I see something and until now, I understood it, but bro, now on this journey that I'm on, I truly understand it. Where they say like, yo, all the money in the world can't buy you a second of time, and it's one of those things that when you fully embrace that, you truly understand how valuable time is. So, and on this journey to, not not poverty or whatever journey you be, you realize that, you might be making more money and such like that. But over time you realize that it's the time, bro. The time to do quality things. The time to be with people that you like to be with. The time to do things that you love to do. And the time to, is not the money that you actually really want. It's the time to do all those stuff. And then over time, you'll see the much like majority of the older person, usually watch something like Gary Vaynerchuk where he say you would give everything to be like a 20-year-old again or something like that. That for show how older people really value time. So it's one of those things where, if you're listening to this episode, that's when you're working towards your dream and goal. Ideally, what you should be working towards is the maximization of the time that you have to do the things that you love. And maximize quality time, because everybody has the same 24 hours. Same 24 hours. And so 24 hours in a day. And then so boom, so everybody first 24 hours. If one thing that I've learned is if you can use this first 24 hours to do something, to do a task that given the next day, which is the next 24 hours, that you don't have to do again or do with saving those time, it's actually valuable, because it's a progress towards having the quality time that you like to do the things that you want to do. Because even in your dream job or whatnot, there are portions of the things that you don't like to do because they're tedious, and it's some of the things that you do is just like we call protocols. It's like things that you have to do just for the safety reason, for the 0.01 chance that something goes wrong. But you have to do it because if that 0.1 something comes wrong, it will really mess up a lot of stuff. But while you're doing a dream job, you have real life. Real life things happen. You have a home, your family, your friends, and such like that. And when I look at that, it's just one you and 24 hours. 1 you and 24 hours. So when you kind of put it into that perspective, time is one of those valuable things. And on this journey, you know, making money is nice and thing, but back to the quality versus quantity episode. The the quality things that you're looking to purchase on this journey is to help you gain the quality time to do quality things that you like to do. Because and it's kind of the approach that I'm taking now at the place where I'm at, where basically most of the tasks that you hear me doing are things where I just basically do the big work now, so that other in the future those tasks become very minimal and I have more time to do quality things that I like to do. So, for example, the initial backyard cleaning, doing all that big cleaning in the allows takes away a lot of the work that I have to do when cleaning the backyard again, because all it does, is mostly leaves. So right now I'm doing another task where I'm trying to move some stones from different places, and that during this task now is preventing me from actually cleaning the backyard again. But because I did that initial cleaning, it's only leaves. It's only leaves and basically grass that will grow and such like that. So the hard part of actually dealing with the backyard is gone. You don't really have to think about that again. And and it gives me more time to focus on something else. And the next thing that I'm saying now, the moving of the stone thing, when I actually finish that task and move them, that's a one-time task that when it's finished, I don't really have to really think about it again unless I'm using the stone for another task. So that's one of the things where I think I mentioned the part, I forgot what I said, where if you use the first 24 hours to do a task that you don't have to really think about again in the next 24 hours, that's increasing the quality time that you have in that next 24 hours to do something that you actually love. So one thing that I realized is I've more, because I've structured my life into tasks and things that I need to do. Things that basically things like when I wake up I have a certain routine and such like that. That routine allows me to have more free time to do things that I need to do and things that I want to do. So basically this transition to this new level that I'm at, it allows me time to not worry about waking up so much, as like it gives me quality sleep. So I get my nice 8 or how much hours of sleep, even though sometimes I kind of wake up early, but I'm in the bed. I have the freedom to kind of sleep until I fully rested and ready to wake up. That's due to all the initial work that I've put in prior to then to actually remove all the to do and finish all the unimportant tasks that if I never did them, I'll actually have to wake up and worry about, and then so that's basically where I'm at now, where I've not, as I said, not really everything as yet, but I'm building my way up to getting more quality time in the 24 hours that we are given each day we wake up. And so that's time. So with money now, what money allowed you to do is help you subsidize or or offset some of those un we call unquality times. I'm not sure if that is the opposite of quality, unquality, inequality, or but not quality times. That's what money kind of helps you to do. So certain things, like for example, if paying somebody to do something, like for example, what paying somebody to cut my yard, because they do that. The person that cuts my yard is a special. That's what he do mostly. One of the things that he do for a living. So basically, doing that is not really something going out of his way. Something that he's good at, and he's getting paid for the work, and it doesn't really. It's mutually benefit to both of us, and it doesn't really go against anything normal that I would do. For example, if I were to cut it myself, I'm not really, I don't, it will be the first time I ever doing it, so I have to basically be learning and such that it would take a long time for me to do it. I would spend maybe like days or hours cutting it, So that would be me spending more time doing a task that I could pay someone to specialize in that area to basically do that. So that's where money come in to kind of offset time. Paying somebody to do something that is a task that is not really really important to you at that time, but someone who can do it well and get the job done. Money can help you offset that. But on that same note, money buys you freedom. So, for example, if over time I make the right quality decision and spend the right quality money, and then over time I'm making more money, I can reach a point where basically I have the freedom and the time of day to basically learn how to cut my yard. And when I learn to cut my yard now, I don't need to pay the person again. And then the 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 act of cutting my yard can be a form of therapy, thing that I kind of do to kind of get my mind off things. Maybe listen to a podcast me while I'm cutting the yard and such like that, and maybe doing something. Maybe can be an activity with someone else. That could basically be quality time. So that's where basically an unquality task that would be turned into a quality task that is using quality time, because it's something that I want to do and I have the free time to do it, and it's mutually beneficial to me. It's like the three things that you want it to be. So that's the concept where you have to realize that the money and all these things, everything that is created and whatnot, is essentially what everyone is trying to do, is get the freedom to do what they love to do and all the time in the world to do it. That's basically something you realize that's what you want. And when you understand that, time is one of the most valuable things. Everybody, rich or poor, get the same 24 hours. But what differentiates you and everybody else is how you use that 24 hours. If take my day, let me use myself. So every day that I wake up in the morning from around 7 to around 10 is based on me preparing breakfast and dinner, working out, exercising, and then maybe cleaning the house. That's basically those three things. And those things are basically cover helps me keep my health in check. I'm eating healthy. I'm exercising to get my weight down to a proper level where I'm at a healthy place to be a really a good functioning person, and I'm cleaning my surrounding so that it doesn't really cause that much environment. So that's 3 hours. That can be cut down to smaller hours depending on how active I am. You can be less than that. So with those 3 hours down, I have 21 hours left to do all the other tasks that I need to do to actually progress in life. So from that 21 hours now, say 8 of it I'm going to use for sleep. So that would be 11 hours from 24. So that would be 11, 13 hours. 13 hours. So I have 13 hours now in the day to basically do the tasks that I need to do now to progress my life. Using using me as experience, I have now 13 hours of time per day, ideally, that I can use to do tasks to actually improve my life. And what some of those time I've been using to do basically do the important tasks that I need to do at the home that I'm at, so that I don't really have to do much of it again. And what that allows me to do now, when those tasks are finished now, I will still have that same 13 hours, but I will no longer have that task to do again. So basically, I would have more free time to maybe do something that I like to do. Like, for example, I usually watch some YouTube videos, so I have more time to do that. Even though, while I'm here, I have the bills and such like that, so I have to maybe eventually get a look at work, So when I get out of work, a 9 to 5, that would be 9, 10, 11, 12, 1, 3, 4, 5. That's, I think, 9 hours. Yeah. 9 hours out of the 13 hours. So that would leave me 4 hours now free time that is not of work that I can use to do to the task. But as what I'm saying is, right now, with the freedom that I have based on work that I've put in prior to now, I'm using that free time now to do the important thing at the home, so that when I actually go to work and such like that, majority of the home stuff is basic things that I have to do. So in that way, it's allowing me, give me more free time to do things that I need to do. So for example, if I get the 9 to 5, when I leave work, I have more time to actually maybe look into doing my side hustle, which would be then the podcasting or something else, and then back to what I said, where time comes now to offset. So when I get the 9 to 5 now, I'm getting paid. The first set of the pay will be maybe focus on trying to get the PC fixed or get a new PC, and then when I simply make that purchase now and then bring it out to home, it will seem like it's how I'm actually able to do so much more things, because I will be able to. Prior to this, one of my friends made the intro for my gaming page, and I did some practice with recording videos and such that. So that I would have all this time of all those previous time with me just preparing to have the maximum time that I need to do quality things, like for example playing game that I love, having fun playing the game, and then sometimes when I feel like come and record a podcast, interact with you guys, talk about some things that are on my mind, and then I have other goals that I want to accomplish as well, so I have time to actually do those things, and all of those things is because of how I reframe my mindset, as like as the I reframe my mindset to really get an understanding how valuable time is in relations to money, and how the vision that I want for my life, how the time, money, and everything just correlates. So it's one of those things that it's you need to grasp the concept of time is very valuable. When you grasp that understanding that time is very valuable, then you you think about the things you're doing, and you realize that over time you'll be ahead of the pack. So basically, this episode is not maybe not give you the best explanation of how valuable time is, but it will maybe alert you to maybe look into other people talk and tell you about how valuable time is, so that you can get a really good perspective to understand how valuable time is, and how thinking about understand how valuable time is, you can start think about how you want to use your time to basically progress your life. So basically, and then the last thing I want to talk about, that I have to just mention, is wasted time. And people that come in that like to waste their time. So after now you understand, after you find out how valuable your time is, then the next thing that you realize that how much time you're wasted, and how much people in your life come and actually waste your time with doing with unnecessary stuff. And then that will be the next obstacle that you have to actually overcome, where you want to minimize the people that are the things that come in and waste your time, so that you don't have so that you have more quality time to do the things you love. Because it's not about really coming and just closing off your friends or something like that. It was that, okay, I've progressed this far much further in my life, my time is more valuable. So when I come and talk about stuff, if it's some simple board stuff that really doesn't really improve or such like that, it doesn't make sense. Like for example, more of my conversation now are more mature. And it's not really because I've changed or such like that, but it's because I'm at this point in my journey where money is more vital. Remember when I was younger, I had my family supporting me and such like that, and they kind of are supporting as well. But I'm at the age now where I have to be a productive member of society, contribute and such like that. For most people, most of the casual thing that I have to do, I don't really have the time to do it yet, but I'm working towards getting back to do those stuff. But something I realize is that people complain about the same things every day and don't spend their time. As I said, everybody get the same 24 hours, and you have people that spend 24 hours after 24 hours after 24 hours complaining about the same problem that they have maybe last year until now. I see them complain about the same problem. Meanwhile, you may actually spend your first 24 hours to solve one of the small problems you have. You attack your next one, and then boom, into the year, you see the same person that you've been talking to have the same problem at the same place they were last year and such like that. Like if you listen to the podcast from where I was last year to now, you realize how much things have changed, how far I progressed and whatnot, and how different the podcast is, because the person who's listened to this episode, one thing they don't realize is that they how many episodes before, what the significance of the episodes before. Like each episode is like my mindset at this level that I'm at. And many people may not be at the level that I'm at. So some of the things that I'm talking about now won't make no sense. It wouldn't make any sense. You have a negative portrayal towards it, because they may say, "Oh, I'm a more privileged position and whatnot," but you never take the time to actually look, listen, and come back to see where I'm coming from, and they understand that, okay, yeah, it's not really privilege or something like that. It's that I use my time smartly to actually make good quality decisions, so that I have the freedom to do and tell you about this topic, time, that maybe people maybe not understand the value of time. People around you may not understand the value of time. Maybe not don't have the time to actually tell about this stuff, because they have their problems and stuff to deal with. And me now being in this position, have the freedom to kind of explain to you, can give you this information so that you know it. So that's one of the things you have to realize, that there are different ways that can really help people. It can give them money, can give them knowledge. It can give a lending ear, spend some time with them and such like that. But understand, your time, even if you're a little baby, is very valuable. And when you actually value it, and then you work towards maximizing the amount of the 24 hours that you have to actually do the thing that you love to do, because everybody, as I said, everybody get the same 24 hours, then it's where you start to actually go towards your road to happiness. Because people may say, okay, the debate that everybody have, doesn't buy happiness, but you have people that say, oh, money, who says money don't buy happiness, don't know where to shop. I can tell you, money doesn't buy happiness. No matter what you have, money doesn't buy happiness, isn't it? But having the more time to do things that you love, that will bring you more happiness. Money will be a supporting thing that brings you there, but the time to actually do the thing that you love, that's what that would actually bring you real happiness. And when you understand that, then all the people that is talking about money and such like that, you're in, you will understand that, okay, that's fluff. So that's basically it. This is a big rambling on time, but if you don't get anything from this, the most important thing you have to remember is time is important. It's very valuable. It's a most valuable resource. No matter how rich you are, you could be a trillionaire. Your time is the most important thing, and the time that you. So, yeah, thank you for listening, and look forward for the next episode.
Well, this is the end of the episode. Thanks for watching and look forward for the next episode. To support this podcast, go to anchor.fm/CSSB/support or become a sponsor for this episode. If you have a product that you want to have more exposure, DM me on the Instagram page, Reframing Mindset Podcast, or on Twitter at ReframingP. Either way would help. Thank you regardless for listening, and here's a preview for the next episode.
Two of the review of Certified Lover Boy by Drake, and done by Kanye, because if you're listening to those actual reviews, I remember when I said that I wouldn't really, I wasn't going to put it on my phone, I only listen it for that review. But after listening to all of the other albums on my phone, I kind of wanted something different. So I ended up downloading. I ended up actually getting those on my phone and start to listen them, and I listened to them a few times, multiple times. So I have a more better, but my thing about the album is that mostly it's the same. I think the Donda album is better than CLB, but on